Trying to figure out what to do with this piece of turd. Hey, what's up, George Red? I'm well. How are you? Good day. Morning, sunshine. There's no sunshine. We got snow. It's April 11th. We got snow. WTF. That's all I want to say. WTF. Didn't you want more snow? You know me. Love snow. Day without snow is like a day without sunshine. Not. Fuck snow. This stuff was not even close to being. Yeah, we're gonna have to make another piece. Hope you have a good day, everything, everyone. Red, you as well. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hey, George. Hey, Austin. Good morning. How are you, my friend? How are you? Actually, we're gonna put the. I'm not going to bother with the landing gear. We're going to put the flaps on, and then I'm going to start cutting in a piece here. Well, yesterday was a good day. Went to. Let's get rid of these pieces. Anything I don't need for a piece, I'm not going to use. It's going to get trashed. In fact, this is interesting. These parts are so bad. I'm not even sure saving them makes sense. I may just recycle. And usually it's like, nah, you save this stuff. You never know. Having that spare parts bin is a good. Yeah, no, this thing is trash. Anyway, so my younger daughter and I were in Connecticut yesterday, deep Connecticut. We went to look at a college. Actually, this is sort of like her. Okay, what do you think? You're gonna be like shadowing like what a day in the life of is like. So that was good. Oh, excuse me. Apologies. I'm sorry. What are you sorry for? Did you fart? Well, they're saying actually you're supposed to put these flaps on. No, that doesn't make sense. Why would you? Stupid model. I'm trying to figure out why I'm thinking this model is going to make sense. 9. Don't you have to go to CT? Well, I'm not disagreeing with you on that. I gotta go, everyone. Hope you all have a good day. Red, you too. You as well. You as well. Okay. See you all suckers. mandating I put that on? Huh. I guess I'm supposed to put that part on. That. So I'll cut this part. Anyway, nice day yesterday down in CT. I dropped her off and I had a few hours to kill. So I did go to a hobby shop down that way. Wasn't able to unfortunately connect with my friend Mike. Hey Nick, good morning. Not able to connect with Mike, so I headed down to a hobby shop. I did pick something up. Actually, it was a pretty interesting shop. Pretty interesting shop. It is. It's in a town called Brainerd. And it's called Brainerd Hobbies. Now, I've been to Akiba before. Akiba is really nice. I like Akiba. But this was a traditional shop. I guess what their claim to fame is that they buy a lot of collections, because if you want some older models, like if you're looking like at an older model and just got something specifically in mind, like something from Esky, why anybody would want anything from that, or an older Italeri, primarily a lot of armor. They do have some of the older Tamiya stuff. Anyway, it was and it's kind of just piled up, so it's not like there's a good order. It's kind of messy. But what's really nice about it is the it's kind of like walking through and just like it's what you got already. No, you're gonna wait, Nick. Be patient. Patience is good. Jeez, everybody, man. I may actually have to cut that part off, because the shape of this thing is totally wrong. I've waited since last night. Patience is a virtue, Nick. Patience is a virtue. I think is a bad doctor, no patience. We're inching closer to me saying this thing is getting recycled. Inching closer. Anyway, so you're right there, right? Nice. So they had a lot of good stuff. So I walked the aisles a bunch of times, because there's like a lot of stuff. It's overwhelming. And it's, like I said, it's not piled up in any kind of order. It's kind of like haphazardly thrown onto these shelves. So I went through and I found a couple things. And then one thing came up that was like completely out of left field. And this kind of makes sense, given that he said they typically will buy stuff from collections, right? So even though I have a larger scale version of this, I said, I got to pick this up. So it's the Orgus 2 variable type. And this is the 1/48 scale version. I've got the 1/40th scale. So haven't even popped the box open. But the other nice thing about that is the guy who either owns it or runs it or whatever is a really cool person. Really nice conversations, very engaging. Tank mode looks cool. The tank mode does. I've always liked the Orgoroid of this. This was I'm trying to remember now, this was the third of the Super Dimension series that were introduced. If anybody is familiar with Orgus as a series, it's a dark series. But it's really good. But I've always loved the anime from this. I love the sort of the bulbousness. And it does convert. To actually show you how it does it. Bulbosity. It does have an amazing amount of bulbosity. What's always fascinating about this too is how little let water slide. It's a transformer. It is a transformer. Oh, that's cool. I love when they include like these little graphics cards inside, and in fact I'll pop open the sleeve, but you can actually see it includes sort of like additional models that are available by, I'm assuming by Ari. It's actually by Ari and Imai. I didn't know what the relationship was between those two companies, between Ari and Imai, but there was something. Oh look, it actually includes a desiccated bug. And actually a few of them. Another thing that I really love about these older boxes is they had, they literally stapled in these pieces of cardboard in order to support the plastic in there. And it wasn't just a piece of cardboard, right? It was like somebody took the time to come up with that design. That's really, really cool. So, in terms of detail, it's weak. But it is, in many ways, it's anime accurate. It gives you a lot of ability to go in there and customize. Oh, I like those vents. Oh, fuck yeah. Those would be fun. It's actually not bad considering, but it'd be fun to do. So like I said, I've got the, this is the Ari and Imai. Like I said, I'm not sure what their relationship was, sister companies, what have you. But, I'm just going to pop this open quickly. But what they did was they kind of like, hey, you're going to make the 1/72nd, we're going to make the 1/100. You're going to make the 1/148th, we're going to make the 1/40th. They had this interesting relationship of making models in different scales. Kind of like with Crusher Joe when you had Takara doing the larger scales and Nitto doing the smaller scales. The Nick Kicks, the Ish Kicks, the M Lovers. I've always loved these things. I've got I've got both of these in the larger scale. Really do hope I actually get a chance to. I don't have this though. Anyway, pretty cool stuff. And considering that at the time Bandai was not doing it, this is 80, they actually have a year for this thing? This was, I think, 83, 84. I don't think Bandai had started yet. But polycaps. Anyway, very cool. Very cool model. So, something to be added to the hey, Doctor Who, what, where? Welcome. How are you? Greetings, Lin Min Mei. Greetings, Lin Min Mei. Yeah, right there. And, well, it's actually not Lin Min Mei. It's Misa Hayase. And there she is, just getting ready for one of these days to get the primer, get her to paint. So, very cool model. Like I said, I might try building this one because it's nice to build it in a smaller scale. I got the two. I've got actually the original Orgus, the Orgus Olsen Special, and the Orgus 2. So this is like a nice little. Sorry, guys. Feels like I got something in my eye. It's a nice addition. Good morning, Doctor Who. How are you? Thank you for popping in. Good seeing you last night, by the way. Thank you for popping onto the live stream last night. All right, so this thing, I got to tell you, I'm this close. Yes, the larger scale transforms as well. Yep. Yeah, if you go to my, if you want to see what they kind of look like, not necessarily like, if you want to see what the box art looks like or get some information, you can check out my, in my link tree, the link to the collection list. The box art on a lot of that is pretty awesome. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I am genuinely getting close to just saying this is dumb. Hey, Jaden, welcome. Said hi. Box art has definitely convinced me of a purchase. The box art? Nick, have you seen any of those down your way? We have there's been a couple of people up here, Wise Guy Hobbies, and there's another guy who kind of does some of the tours in this area. Was up at ValleyCon, and he's had stuff like this in the past and sold a bunch. But Orgus is the hard one to find. Orgus and Moss Speed are kind of gotten hard. Now, having said that, I'm happy to see that a bunch of that stuff kind of made it here somehow. No, none of those. I grabbed an old Scope Dog because of the box art. Yeah. One of these days, I'll do another. Maybe what I'll do is like a targeted review of some stuff. Maybe like pull out a specific collection of stuff. I think I did this maybe about a year ago. You know, pull out like a collection, like maybe pull out, I think I did like the Dragonar stuff, maybe pull out like the Orgus stuff so people can see some of what's out there. Moderoid recently did do an Orgus Orgoroid. The Orgoroid is the Batloid version, the robot version. They introduced that. I've I came close to picking it up, and then it's like, given all the problems I've had with Moderoid, it's like I'd rather just build the old one. I'd rather build the old one, and if I know I'm going to have troubles with the model, at least I'll have troubles that I for something I already own. I don't have to buy another thing that's going to be like stupid to build. There was a new kit from Good Smile Company that has manufactured Orgus model kit. Yeah, yeah, Good Smile, Moderoid, they're the same. I got to tell you, I've worked now on probably half a dozen, just snapped together half a dozen, um, maybe a couple more. It doesn't matter. But the point is, I've worked on a bunch of Moderoid, Good Smile Company, take your pick, whatever they're called. They're not that good. We've had people come in and just say, "Wow, look at this, Chinese knockoff that like a Gundam knockoff or some other thing." And it's like, wow, look at the detail and the fit and finish and everything like that. And there's a lot of really great stuff coming out of China. And then you'd think Max Watanabe would actually take the time to make something good. The answer is no. I really don't want to do this. My first Good Smile kit was good, and it was a Moderoid model kit of Voltron. Yeah, I will at some point take the full finish the giant robo. But I built the giant robo. I built two Dougram kits. The Maddox 01. What was the other one? Oh, I like half completed. It's the Strelitzia, um, and the what they call it, the motorcycle from. Oh, I can't believe I'm spacing out on it. Give me a second; it'll come to me. But I built a bunch of them, and it's like each one has had its problems. You know what? I'm gonna cut this thing and see what it looks like when I'm done. Frankly, I just I'm this model is just like I just want to. This is like George kind of doing like what Austin does. It's like, you know what? Fuck it. It's all I want to do is get paint on this thing. I've got the two Pacific Rim kits I never started. I heard those were good though. Pacific Rim though, those were done by Bandai, weren't they? And I am curious as to, again, who said that they were good, and I'm not, this is not, please Ray, understand, this is not George going to town on somebody. I'm just like, I'd love to hear what was reviewed as being good. It's like somebody reviewed that little Vespid T90 tank, and I'm like, somebody said this is a good model. Wow. Hey, that T90 is a great model. For real? Nick, are you back on building it and enjoying it again? The Big Max Factory kits, which is the Good Smile umbrella. I asked the guy who built them a few years at Valicon. Really? Nice. Okay. Hey, maybe we finally have a little winner there. If this doesn't work, like if I can't get this thing to fit well, I am gonna call this thing done. Like this model will be done. Meaning that it may never get to anything more than this. I really just wanted to do like a quick little build on a plane. Not have to, like I said, fight it all the way. But fighting it all the way. Okay. that may work. That may work. They outsource their injection molding, so it's done by a lot of different factories. Bandai gets the quality because everything is in house. Yeah, yeah, I'm Ray. I think it's more than just that though. It takes a fair bit of extra work to make the side skirts fit. Yeah, just a lot of it. There's just a lot of fit stuff. It's like this is kind of crazy for a modern, uh, Chinese manufactured uh, armor. It's a little disappointing. But Ray, the I know that they outsource because they everything is listed as being made in China, and like I said, I don't vilify Chinese manufacturing. In many ways, it's fabulous. In so many ways, it's fabulous. But I do think that I'm not looking for Bandai. I'm looking for good design. You could make a diorama of that plane and turn it into records. Yeah, there's a couple people who said the same thing. That may end up being the case. But the thing about it though, Jaden, is I like the design of this plane. It's a really cool design. That's why I was like hoping. It's like I knew it was special hobby and I knew it was walking into. But yeah, George is having a fitment issue. Yeah, exactly. 100%. Fit meant. Like I said before, I've now been picking up a number of different models in different from different manufacturers, right? And Meng, Border, Tacom, Flyhawk, what else? Tiger model, a lot of great, really nicely done models from Chinese companies. Excellent stuff. Not always perfect, but just overall, it's just excellent. And then you see this one, and it's like, what the hell's up with that? We're almost there. And I am gonna basically it does seem like it's not going to be too large to fit in here. This is why so much aftermarket stuff is available. Go get a Kitty Hawk kit. No, I know. Is Kitty Hawk even still around? I thought they kind of folded. I hear that. And or honestly, go get an Italeri kit. Anything that's listed as Italeri, it's like, ugh. In fact, so this model here is made by Special Hobby. And I've got there's a specific Special Hobby kit that I really, really want. It's a 1/72 scale. It's not the Vigan. It might be the Vigan. One of the Swedish jets. Because they're the only ones who make it. Now, the interesting thing is they didn't make it. There's a company called Tarangus that did. Okay, we're going to glue that part in. Flap down a little bit. Yeah, even the flap is not on the same plane. It's funny. Literally, not on the same plane. Good. Hope not, but I can't afford wing nuts. So I'll just have to suffer through it. Yeah. No one can afford wings kits now. That was a collector's thing. Shit. Speaking of, for anybody who's in the know, anybody who knows that Wingnut Wings is a New Zealand company. It was started by Peter Jackson because he's a big biplane guy. Something happened. It all came crashing down. But the guys who worked at Wingnut Wings then started another company called Kotari, and they put out a Spitfire. I think they may have put out like one primary one, and then they did one of a special version of the spit piloted by a New Zealand piloter with a figure. Have they done anything else since? I came very close to picking that model up. And then it's like, you know what? No, it's never going to get built. For the amount of money, it's like, yeah, it's never going to get built. Anyway, just laying down a lot of glue down here. There we go. Let's push this thing in. That's terrific gapping right there. Wow, just lovely. And I'm joking, it's just shit. I may have to bend this thing down. Fuck. I may actually have to bend the flap, like actually give it like a bit of an elevation, because otherwise this thing doesn't sit there. It's the wing's edge. Okay, there we go. That wing's edge is, if you take a look at when you get to this end, see how there's a, it's not parallel. I may have the elevators tip up. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. The other thing I can try to do, 1 second. Let's see if I can bend this thing down. See if that helps at all. I bent that tip. Good luck on that kit. Thank you. I think I'm going to need it. And now I've got these things almost parallel. In fact, parallel enough at this point. But just again, just fit and finish. Just looking at that gap that's there. Is what it is. Scraping away some of that plastic on this leading edge. Hit this thing one more time with some thin cement. There we go. Okay. Not going to be going into competition with it, so it is what it is. Next one. Got another few minutes here before we got to bail. So while we're doing this, tomorrow, just as an FYI, I'm heading up to Maine tonight. Spend the weekend with my wife. We'll be working on I got a couple travel kits I'm working on anyway. I'll be working on one of those two tomorrow. tomorrow and Sunday. Get some coffee in. Just looking forward to being up in Maine. So there will be no dendrobium this weekend. How much snow they got? Yeah, I'm gonna ping my wife in a little bit and ask. Hopefully nothing. Hopefully nothing. Can you possibly make a fucking straight edge at least? I don't ask for much, just everything. That's a little better. All right, let's see where we want to cut this part. Anyway, happy Friday, everybody. I am, like I said, I'm traveling up this morning. I've got the day off, thank God. Had yesterday off too. Ended up only doing a little bit of work. There we go. There's Sean. Hi from India. Hi, Sean. How are you? Welcome. There we go. Good. What are you doing? I'm working on a terrible plane model. He's cursing a tank model. Cursing a plane model. This isn't a tank. I wish I was cursing a tank model. I mean, I was talking about the other one, the Vespid one earlier, but I'm primarily cursing this one. Where are you from? United States. There we go. Nope, there we don't go. I fell asleep. What did I miss? Anything good? Oh, God. Were you dozing off, dude? That's funny. Not much. Just talking about it. I'm having an Austin experience with this plane model. It's like, why is this thing not ended up in the trash yet? Don't know yet. It's okay to send condolences. I love it. It is heading into 7 a.m. And here we go again, another bent tip. Let's bend this thing up. All right, let's throw some glue in this thing, and we are calling this session done. This model is just so bad. Bad, 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 bad. Just tack a little bit for me, will you? Just so I know. There we go. Ah, trash models, my favorite. I cannot. Unfortunately, I cannot because of I'm in the basement and I don't have that ability. Sorry. We are almost done here. I'm just laying down. So while we're doing this, I guess we can do a bit of the outro. Guys, stay safe and stay sane, everybody. Thanks for being on this morning. I do appreciate it. Fun morning. Kept things lively and entertaining. Me? I try to survive. What do I do for a living? What I do to get paid is one thing. What I do for a living, I build scale models. Because building scale models is more important to me than my day job. Yuck. All right. Got that position, that position. This thing looks like ass dump. I'm going to kick that tip in a little bit. Swing actually came out a little bit better. Not great, a little bit better. Hey, Seb. I'm actually about to tune out, Seb. Okay. Take that piece of plastic, throw it in there. So this is, I'm hoping that nobody looks at this thing from the underside because it's going to be bad, but it is what it is. Hello, everyone. Hello, Seb. All right, my friends, time for me to roll here. As I started the outro, stay safe and stay sane, everybody. Thanks for being on this morning. I do appreciate it. Good conversations this morning, fun conversations. Seb, I hope you got some sleep at least. I hope that's why you're late, getting your beauty rest. So with that, tomorrow, again, I'll be up in Maine. Be working on something from the Maine homestead, hanging out with my wife. And with that, I will be doing that. So in the meantime, go out there, do good, brighten the world as much as you possibly can. This world's getting crazier, and I'm not kidding you. It's like every day you think it's going to get, hey, maybe we'll have like a little bit of a lull. Nah, it's getting crazier. So go out there and do what you can to make it do better. So go out there and do better, guys, all right? I love you all. Brighten the world as much as you can. Make it a good day for somebody. And I will see you mañana in Maine. Peace.